I just wanted to record a brief little message about this birthday military parade that our narcissistic president felt compelled to put on for his own ego boost. Apparently, people all over are commenting on how poor of a turnout the parade was experiencing. Perhaps most Americans are still anti fascist after all. I mean, nothing screams fascism louder than a self indulgent military parade thrown on your own birthday. Trump isn't just flirting with authoritarianism anymore, he's full on cosplaying as Putin's number one fanboy. This isn't patriotism. This is politicization of the military, a signature move straight out of a dictator starter pack. Meanwhile, Americans are out here struggling to pay rent, skipping meals, rationing insulin, and this egotistical man child thinks it's a great time to spend 25 to 45 million of our tax dollars on a glorified birthday tantrum for his fragile ego. What he's really after is narcissistic supply, that emotional hit narcissists need to feel important, adored, and powerful. Praise, fear, chaos, it all works for him as long as the spotlight never dims. Oh, and while we're hemorrhaging money, let's not forget the US has already handed over 17.9 billion to Israel so they can keep committing war crimes with American-made weapons because clearly nothing says freedom like funding a genocide. Let me be crystal clear. This is not patriotism. This is not honoring the troops. This is not American. This is a page torn right from the handbook of regimes we once supposedly opposed. Though framed as a tribute to the Army's 250th anniversary and Flag Day, the parade took place on Trump's 79th birthday, prominently featuring his name, image, and political branding. The spectacle echoed authoritarian style displays of power, resembling events more commonly seen in Russia, North Korea, or fascist regimes where leaders co opt military symbolism for personal glorification. Patriotic celebrations honor national values and institutions. This parade placed Trump at the symbolic center, blurring the line between country and personality cult. The U.S. military is meant to serve the Constitution, not individual leaders or parties. Using troops, tanks, and jets in what looked like a cringe campaign rally hell march eroded the principle of civilian control free from political spectacle. The parade was not requested by the military and instead served the optics of strength and dominance, frequent themes in Trump's rhetoric that align with authoritarianism and not democratic patriotism. True patriotism, in case everyone forgot, uplifts the ideals of civilian governance, not performative militarism. Over 1,800 civic groups protested the event under the banner No Kings, arguing that it symbolized the rise of strongman politics. Veterans, faith leaders, and civil rights activists criticized the use of taxpayer funds to boost a cult of personality rather than invest in real needs like veterans' health care or military families. Patriotism listens to the people. It doesn't suppress dissent or dismiss mass opposition as unpatriotic. Spending 25 to 45 million on a parade while Americans face poverty, housing insecurity, veteran suicides, and underfunded schools shows a deep disconnect from patriotic values. Patriotism means serving your people, not cringe flexing with tanks. The government that ignores its citizens' struggles while staging self serving military spectacles isn't honoring the flag, it's dishonoring its meaning. Fascists and nationalists are tearing America's legacy to shreds, and they're proud of it. Let's be honest. The people wrapping themselves in the flag the tightest are the ones strangling the very ideals it's supposed to represent. Fascists and hardline nationalists aren't saving America, they're desecrating it with every authoritarian stunt, every book ban, every anti immigrant attack, and every state enforced culture war. They are burning down what generations fought and died to build: a pluralistic, democratic society rooted in liberty, justice, and rule of law. What made America great was never its brute force or chest thumping nationalism. It was its commitment to freedom, diversity, and the idea that all people have inherent worth and dignity. That legacy is now being hijacked by flag waving extremists who confuse patriotism with power lust and purity test, who'd rather worship symbols than uphold the Constitution. They're weaponizing religion, militarizing police, vilifying educators, and erasing historical truths that don't flatter their fragile worldview. They are churning America into the kind of empire we once stood against. And let me remind you, that is not America. That is not our legacy. Because America's real greatness was never found in bombs or borders. It was found in resistance, in the voices of abolitionists, suffragettes, civil rights marchers, and anti war activists. In the classroom, courtrooms, picket lines, and protest streets. They smear dissenters as un American when in reality, the most American thing you can do is call out tyranny before it festers into full blown dictatorship. So props to all the true Americans out there protesting against these fascist clowns. No, we will not be silent. America doesn't belong to them, it belongs to us: immigrants, teachers, workers, students, dreamers, resistors, the marginalized, and the brave. And we're not handing it over to a bunch of jack-booted wannabes. So when they tell you to shut up, speak louder. When they tell you to fall in line, march harder. And when they call you un American, remind them who actually built this country. This is our America.